Okay, now I'm back, and this is pretty well dry. Excuse me. The test to see if it would be dry is if I was to take a wet brush and put it over here, and then I would get bubbles or back runs, and then the sky would not look like this. So I'm going to try and be careful to not add any water to that. I did not take a hair dryer because it will make this look lighter. So now we're going to go into the actual sky, or the water. Now the water it's darker because there's a storm coming, and I did print a couple of different pictures of this. The one where my sky is the darkest, the water is also the darkest. And usually if you have, the reflection, what's above is going to be below. So the sky is stormy, so the water is not going to be beautiful and blue. Okay, darks, I was going to say dark items will reflect lighter and light items will reflect darker. So that's just a tidbit so that you can know when you're painting in your skies and doing some water painting. I've always loved to do some water painting and use water as my main focus when it comes to watercolor. Okay, so I have my little mixed up recipes here. I have my ultramarine blue and the phthalo blue. I'm adding to that. Oh, man, I think that was a little bit of gold on the palette. Putting that in, gives a little bit of a green. Well, we'll see what happens with it. And that is another blue. Just going to add to it. Okay, before I go and do anything else that's really crazy, now I have the brush is wet. As you can see, paper is dry. I'm going to go up to the horizon line, and that does not look like it's very darkly pigmented. And I hope you don't only see my hair. I don't want that to dry. It's warm in here. Well, sort of. Feels damp in here. Now, I have trouble seeing my line. If you don't have trouble, just go for it. Just put it all over there. As soon as I know that my line is secure, then I have more freedom to paint. Okay. There we go. I did leave two little posts in here just for interest, and they are very roughly in the rule of thirds. But I figured they were a pretty small part of this. Okay, now I want to just we have the masking, so that's going to take care of the waves. So what I want to do now is just paint on here, not rush too much. And above that first masking, it's pretty well all the same color. I'm also going to use my Princeton size 4. Again, they are not sable. It's a synthetic brush, but it's a nice brush. All right, when I see in the picture, I'm starting to get some little orange colors in here. The light is coming through, so that is still wet, and it's just right up here. So I'm going to just add that so I don't forget it. So what's above is below. Now in the picture you see part of the docks. If you want to draw that in, that's up to you. I did not, because the end of the docks aren't there. To me, yeah, they're showing the docks there, but I didn't know if those docks were actually going to make it look any better. So I didn't put them in. Totally up to you if you do. Also, another reasoning that I have with all this, and I can talk while I'm painting this, is that on the actual picture there's a big tree here. I love the tree. That would be for another painting, because I would love to do it that the tree would be windswept. But looking at the tree and looking at this, and we have a 3-hour session, it would take me 3 hours to paint the tree. So based on that, I decided to leave it out. You will see on the Studio Time community, so that's the Facebook group, the original pictures there, and take it from there if you want to, and paint it and put in the tree. No harm done. You can see I'm not going too fast with this. Really, really quite a relaxed, slow down procedure. I always think twice when I put mask on with waves and things like this. Sometimes the mask gives me grief, sometimes it doesn't. But I also knew that I didn't want to poke around and leave a little bit of white for that, so the mask was a good idea. I just hope it turns out really good when we need to finish the waves in it. Okay, picking up a little more of the Scarlet Lake, because this is where the sun is hitting. Always remember, when you're painting beach scenes, sand, when it's wet, it looks purple. I'm liking that. It looks a little, it looks like maybe my paper has a little bit of, I don't know, it almost looks like it's balling up a little bit. If that gives me some texture, then that's good. Okay, I am going to, actually I don't like the blue just like that. And I want more contrast in here, but you know what? It's still very wet, so I can stand here and think about it. It doesn't have to be fast. Like the sky area was big. We have to be a little faster on that. Now this is 300-pound paper on a block. They're actually quite expensive to buy them in the block, therefore I usually don't. And I didn't think I would actually like painting on the paper itself. Even if it is arches, it still feels different than the sheet paper. But I do quite like this on the block. And yeah, I think I don't, you know, I find them hard to find too. I find it hard to find watercolor sheets and the blocks. Okay, I'm going into some more of the Scarlet Lake to make this a little darker. And it's not, there's a storm coming and there's waves like this. This isn't just going to be a flat wash of watercolor. So whatever you need to do to make it not so flat and so perfect, this is your chance. If you find your blue is just too blue, reach over and put some burnt sienna in with it, or brown madder if you have it, and that will make it a little darker, and it'll give it a pretty color too. It's not just going to be a dark blob, it's going to actually be pretty. One thing it's doing here is it's kind of puddling at the sides and everything like that. I don't want that to happen, but I'm going to bring some of that sky right down to the bottom, right over the mask, and a little bit over here because we're going to have some dark shadows under that masking, under the waves. Now I'm just rinsing the brush, going into a little more of my Scarlet Lake, And the Scarlet Lake already looks brownish because, let me guess, because I put so much blue with it. But it'll still be nice as the land here. When I look in the mirror, I can really see this here, because that's a puddle. So I'm glad that's happening right now, because then I can show you what to do. Also, I like to have a little more light effect here, so take your brush and just wipe some of that paint out of there. And go squiggly. Not straight. Water in a lake is never straight. Okay, now this little thing here, this might not happen to you, but if you're painting more in watercolors, it definitely will happen to you. So what I'm going to suggest how to do that, rather than putting a Kleenex in there, take your brush, put your brush into your water container, take it and take out the water. Now you have a thirsty brush. Thirsty brush, we'll take that out. And then it's thirsty and it wants some more. And this is a technique. You can put this into your little memory file, because this is how you take out excess water on anything, especially big blossoms, anything at all. And you're not adding any foreign objects, because it's your brush and it's the paint, and you just want to take some of that out. Now I might want to leave, I was going to say some of this line there, but I like to have it under the weight better than up there. So I'm going to take that out too, because it doesn't need to be there. Lake Erie doesn't stop right here, so there does not need to be a shield or a guard or whatever. Okay, now because again it's water, just take the point of your brush and just brush in it. And I think I'll leave that till it's dry. I'm going to put some of this bright yellow on top of here when it's dry, and then put some more of the Scarlet Lake on top of that to show that the light is hitting there. And I might we'll see if we need to make this a little darker or not. But I'm going to leave this now, and when you have mask to let this dry, if it's masked all over, the paint will have to evaporate on the mask because it can't absorb it. So if you don't move your painting, it's okay. If you do move your painting, this water could go into your surface and then create your blossoms. So I'm going to leave that for right now, and then we'll come back and look to see what we did. I can see right now from looking in my little camera here, that is a little too blue for that dark sky. So we're going to do some adjustment on that, but we'll catch that in the next round.